So this movie, I want to mimic an error, basically. So I want to do something that you shouldn't do. So in case that you do, you have a way to work backwards. Okay. So I don't want you to do this, but in case this happens, I want to show you guys how to relink your footage in case something gets broken. So let's pretend I did something terrible, like renamed this folder completely. And so I'm just going to rename it. Okay, and hit return. All right, when I go back to Premiere here, watch this. Premiere should have a moment. So if I open up my unorganized, remember that file I just renamed was called unorganized. If I'm going to hit tilde here to maximize, you can see now that it has, Premiere puts a little question mark here. And basically it's saying, just because I renamed that folder that they lived in originally when I imported this file in the last movie, now it can't find it anymore, okay? So what can you do? There's a couple ways to do it, and probably the easiest way to do it is, let me close out this project. So let me close. I don't have to save, so well, maybe I'll say yes to save it. It'll take me back to the start menu window, and I'm going to open up my file again and watch what happens when you do. It gives me this huge link media file. Oh no. All right, and so let's take a look at this clip, this window a second here. As we're looking at the very bottom, it's telling me that I have 16 clips that are missing. Okay, and up at the top here, it tells me missing media for these clips. It gives me some information, and then down in the bottom left corner, it says match file properties. Usually, you want the file name and the file extension to stay checked, and then to the right here, the biggest one is you always want to make sure the relinked others automatically are checked, because once you find one, usually it'll find the others in the general location and then populate the rest of them. Okay, so if I hit, you got a couple options here. If I hit offline all or offline, offline will just make this one file that's selected, Amanda Rushing, make that one offline and then open up the project. If I hit offline all, I'm basically telling Premiere, yeah, I know I moved them. I still want to see the file project open up anyways. You can cancel, of course, and it'll take you back to the start window, or you can locate. Okay, so let me show you. If I hit offline all, again, they're all kind of questionable. They don't know where they are, where they live. So if I hit the tilde key, come back here, hit the tilde key, and if I double click to load this file, it can't find it. It can't load it in the source. I can't preview or review it. So I have to fix it. So in order to do them a little quicker, you could do them one by one, but why do that? Why work harder? I'm going to file, close the project. No. And then when I open this project back up, it's going to bring that same link media back to the window here. And this time I can say locate. And when I do, it's going to ask me locate file Amanda Rushing. Okay. You could certainly search in here, but you could pull this out a little bit. And I already know where it lives, okay? I know, sadly, I renamed it. I did a terrible thing. So I'm going to go to my save drive. I'm going to make sure I'm going to my folder, going to my museum project, and then I renamed it rename, being silly, and then I'm looking for Amanda Rushing. Once I do, notice a couple things. It gives me everything in that folder, and the OK button is not available. It's not available until I select it, and you can see it's sort of lighter and gray. Now the OK button is available. I can select OK, and now look at all of my files. There's no more question marks in that folder. If I hit the tilde key again, it'll bring me back to normal screen size. If I double click now, these files are open, and in fact we can open up the Amanda Rushing, and there it is. Okay, so that's a little bit of how it seems easy, and most of the time it can be pretty easy to relink your footage. The biggest thing I want you to do is, once you have created your project in the save drive and in your folder, and you have it all nice and neat, and you imported your footage, do not rename them, do not move them, and to avoid any havoc on your end, especially if you're traveling from, say, the lab to your home computer. You may have to get comfortable with relinking footage. For some people, it can be very easy. For others, it can be a little bit daunting. So in order to avoid that, just keep everything the same once you have created the connection. All right, we'll see you in the next movie.